Today we have a third session on digital control system. I'll just recap what we have studied earlier. We have studied first block diagram of digital control system. The main block is ADC and sample and hold device, in which continuous time system is converted into sampled data system. In the second session, we have studied the mathematical model of sample and hold circuit. That is, when you are sampling a system till the next sample comes, it is hold the data. Therefore, there is a some delay, and in the mathematical model, it comes 1 minus e raised to minus st by s. That is a sampling. And we have studied the sampling theorem. So, sampling theorem is very important. Now, what we are doing is when we are converting the analog signal to digital signal, we must able to process that in a particular manner, and then only we can analyze. So, it is very much necessary how will you process the sampled signal. So, we have studied Z transform is the method used for processing the sample signal. So, what is Z transform? Z transform is an important tool in the analysis and design of discrete time system, because it is discrete means one by one we are converting it. So we have to understand in continuous time system what we do. We do either when I applying a particular signal to the system, we write down the differential equation and then we apply the Laplace transform to the differential equation and convert that differential equation into a algebraic equation, and then we solve and find out the value. Suppose if you consider the current in the circuit, if you have to write down, you write the RLC circuit, you write down the equation of RLC series circuit in a, and then you try to convert this into a Laplace transform equation and solve the equation. So same thing is done in this by using a Z transform. So the role of a Z transform is same as a Laplace transform in continuous time problems. It simplifies the solution of discrete time problem by converting linear time invariant difference equations to algebraic equations. As we have seen in the mathematical RLC series circuit, the differential equation, second order differential equation, L d di by dt plus 1 upon c integral I dt plus Ri equal to V. It is converted into a algebraic equation by converting into the Laplace transform. So here also Z transform, that is if you have sequence of the signals. Sequence of the signals means F0, F1, F2, F3, that we have to convert into the one particular, that is a Z transform. So the Laplace, this is a pulse sequence. And Laplace of pulse sequence is written as x star s, and that is written as by definition of this xkt summation, because at each instant xkt, xk, x1, x2, x3 like that, and e raised to minus skt. This e raised to minus skt term come because of the hold point and summation of all the signals. We consider only one-sided Z transform from 0 to infinity, because below 0, t less than 0, we consider as 0. So x star s is also known as a Z transform. Z transform of xkt. So it is a sample sequence. It is written as, when I substitute e raised to st is equal to z. So this is z raised to minus k. That is, the z is the operator. And this is the definition we have seen last time. So you please try to remember this Z transform. When I am doing this, as you have studied in continuous time system, you have to know the properties of Laplace transform and Laplace transform, finding out how to find the Laplace transform from the basic definition. Here also we have to understand the properties of Z transform and how to find out the Z transform of the given signal. So fundamental properties will be there, because there will be number of functions in the system, and therefore linearity property will be always present here. So a times f1k plus b times f2k is A times F1z plus B times Z. Linearity is applied to the Z transform also. Now this is very important. Shift left by 1. That means actually we have at k is equal to 0 we have certain signal k equal to 1, k equal to 2 like that. But f of k plus 1 means if you put k is equal to 0, it will be f1. So shift left, we are shifting the signal to the left side. Because it has a sequence, it is not a continuous time signal. So sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So that sequence will be shifted by 1 division. Shift left by n. Fk plus n z raised to n fz minus z raised to n summation k equal to 0 to n minus 1 fk z raised to minus k. The significance of this shift means change the sequence from 0 to 1, 1 to is similar to your difference d by dt type. This thing will be similar to this. Shift 1 division left or shift 1 bit right side, 1 pulse right side. So this is like this, k minus n z raised to minus n fz. Now this is derived. We are not doing because this you already studied in mathematics, but we have to brush up this and we have to use this in analysis, because finally what we are doing this like in a continuous time, what we have done, converting the continuous time to Laplace domain equation, algebraic equation, then solution of equation, partial fraction expansion. Finally, we are interested again taking inverse Laplace. So, you must know all these properties and you must apply this so that you can understand it in a better fashion, and therefore we have to understand this. Similarly, convolution. Now, convolution is actually summation of the sequence 1 and sequence 2. So, convolution summation, that is multiplication, comes to the summation. That is sequence 1, 2. Then initial value theorem. This is also very important to find out the initial value of the sequence and to find out the final value of the sequence. These will be applied, all the properties will be applied when we are doing analysis of the discrete time system. All are very, very important and the students are required to remember or apply this or solve number of numericals using these properties. Now I will just brush up or try to check this table important, which will be applied in our particular solutions. So this is a impulse signal. Impulse signal is what? Which is having a no width and it is impulse of the amplitude 1 delta. This is a impulse signal. So as you have studied, impulse signal Laplace transform is 1. This is a continuous time signal. And here this is fk, that is a sampled signal, fk or fkt for k greater than 0, delta k, and it's by the definition, this everything is calculated by the definition, sigma xkt into z raised to minus k, using those fundamental principle, this equation, this is calculated. This will be required every time in our examples. Unit step function. Unit step function, how do you remember? That at t is equal to 0, value is 1. Sudden step of 1 value, unit step function is applied. And everybody remembers that its Laplace is 1 by s. So similarly, if you are applying a signal of 1 at instant 2, k equal to 0, its Z transform is Z over Z minus 1. This is calculated using the same formula, that is xk Z raised to minus k. So if you write down this xkt1 Z raised to minus 1, 1 plus Z raised to minus 1 plus Z raised to minus 2 like that, and so therefore this sequence becomes Z over Z minus 1. This is a a raised to k signal can be written as z over z minus a. So 1 raised to k, 2, this was 1. Now instead of 1, if I had 2 or 3, then you have to write down z over z minus 2, z minus 3 like that. A raised to k upon k factorial is e raised to a z raised to minus 1. Then the ramp signal is also coming into always. We have continuously changing at a constant slope, that is ramp signal. So its Laplace is given as 1 by a square. The same signal is written in terms of a sample signal. Instead of t, I write down k into t. K is the instant, k equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and t. T is the sampling instant, t equal to 1, t sampling instant. What is your sampling period? How do you sample at t equal? Every 0.1 second I am taking sample, then it is 0.1 into k, like that. Tz upon z minus 1 square. Similarly, e raised to minus at, that is exponential function. It's written as Laplace is 1 upon s plus a, and this sample signal e raised to minus akt. Every instant it is increasing e raised to a or decreasing e raised to minus. So this is the z transform. This is multiplication, that is multiplication by time t, 1 upon s plus a square. Now this z t e raised to minus t, just now what we have written here, complex translation, z into e raised to at, e raised to minus at into xt. So this we have considered this e raised to minus at into t. So we are writing down tz upon z minus 1 square. So t into z e raised to minus at, then e raised to minus at square. Similarly, next, this is a periodical function sin omega t cos omega t, then e raised to minus at sin omega t and e raised to minus at cos omega t. So here it is this same signal replaced by z e raised to minus at. So this is, you have to remember and practice this by using your fundamental formula to solve it. Now we try to understand some exercise. This is the sequence given, 2 into 1k plus 4 into delta k. Find the z transform. So using the linearity property, so f1k and f2k. So z transform of f1k, f2k is equal to addition of z transform of f1k plus addition of z transform of f2k. Z transform of 1k is z over z minus 1 and z transform of delta k is 1. So this is the answer. Simplest way to understand is how to convert into z transform. There are a number of examples to calculate. You can try to do this z transform using a fundamental definition and using the properties. Now we try to understand inverse z transform. So there are two ways, power series method or direct division method. So when it is useful? It is useful when it is difficult to obtain the closed form expression for the inverse z transform, or it is desired to find only the first several terms of xk. Because the direct division is a cumbersome for a higher order system. And always this you are used in Laplace transform. So this method everybody knows it, and this is easily applicable to find out partial fraction expansion, which is generally used in the Laplace transform same. But these most z functions have the term z in their numerator. Therefore, it is often convenient to expand fz by z rather than fz. So here you can see here, in every term there is a z, fz, numerator z. So we do, instead of doing it, we do first fz by z and then take inverse. So in every numerator there is z, so it is mentioned like that. Okay, you have to, it is often convenient to expand fz by z rather than fz. So we'll try to understand this from some examples. So first example is direct division method. So this is my, I have given the this inverse, find the inverse Z transform by power series method. When you are given power series method means numerator divided by denominator, and you have to have 1 plus Z raised to minus 1, like that series you require. So I am trying to represent in this series form. So divide by Z square numerator and denominator. So this will be 1 and this is Z raised to minus 1. Similarly this will be 1 plus 2Z raised to minus 1 plus 1Z raised to minus 2. And this I am dividing by dividing, if I this is the dividing, and this we are dividing. So it is 1 first, second is 2Z raised to minus 1, and Z raised to minus 1 become 3Z raised to minus 1, like that you get the power series by direct division method. Just we have done the division in your normal school level, same type, try to do the division, and we compare this with the expression xk z raised to minus k. So z raised to 0, z raised to minus 1, z raised to minus 2, like that. So first is 1, then 3, then 5 and 7, like that. Now here z square and z square, both the numerator and denominator degree is same. So first term is 1. If generally what happens, numerator degree is less than the denominator in your normal circuits or normal equations. So in that case, the first term will be 0, because when numerator polynomial degree is less than the denominator, first term will be 0. This you have to understand. This is usual. First thing is convert this into this format and then divide as you do in the school level. Now this is very important. Similarly here this is your 10z plus 5 upon z minus 1z minus 0.2. So rewriting in a ratio of polynomials in z raised to minus 1, I can write down here this is z raised to 2 is the higher order form, and so z raised to 2 I am dividing z square. So this is 10z raised to minus 1 and this is 5z raised to minus 2. I am dividing by z square. So dividing by z square means z raised to minus 2 it becomes. Similarly, this equation is z square minus 1.2z plus 0.2. Divided by z square it becomes 1 minus 1.2 z raised to minus 1 and 0.2 z raised to minus 2. And you again divide this as usual. You get this 1. This is 1 and this is 10z raised to minus 1. Now initial term is 0 and now this is the 10 multiplied by 10. So 10z raised to minus 1 plus 17z raised to minus 2, like that we have solved. So here what we compare, that initial term will be 0 because z raised to 0 is not there. So that is 0. Therefore 0 term. Z raised to 1 is 10. Like that it is written. But it is only applied in certain cases. It's not generally used. Now this is what partial fraction expansion you have studied in mathematics. You have to revise your mathematics. Please, I am requesting you. Now here find fk for fz equal to this partial fraction expansion method. So how we are writing down as far here it is, we divide by z. Actually it is not given, so still I am writing down divide by z. So divide by z, then I will write down z plus 1. Now here I have divided by z, so this here also it will come divided by z, right, left side and right side. So this becomes like this, fractions are 0.1 and 0.2. And then I am writing the a by z, b by, like that, partial fraction as usual, and putting that. So a is equal to z fz upon z when z is equal to 0, when z is equal to 0, so a becomes 50. Similarly, when z is equal to minus 0.1, b becomes minus 90, and when z equal to minus 0.2, c becomes 40. This usual procedure as Laplace transform you do same way. But don't worry about it. Everybody has practiced this mathematics, so everybody can do it. So this is what I am getting the answer. I am putting the values of A, B and C and I am getting this. So fz upon z it is. So fz is equal to, now this I will write down like this. Z will be coming this side. Now this is what inverse, we have to take now inverse z. So inverse z is 50. So 50 into delta k. Now z upon z plus 0.1. Z upon z plus 0.1 is minus 0.1. Z upon, you can see the table. Z upon z minus 1 is 1 and z plus 1 is different. So what I have got? Z upon z plus 0.1. So it becomes minus 0.1. Similarly, plus 0.2, it is minus 0.2 raised to k. So this is the sequence or pulse sequence and the amplitude of the pulse. So initially everybody has to prepare the properties of Z transform and table of Z transform and how to convert the given sequence into Z transform and given equation into inverse Z transform and find out the solution. This type of numerical will be there in the particular questions. Now we go to the next part of this, that is the difference equations. Now you have to understand differential equation versus difference equation. A differential equation expresses the change in some variable as a result of an infinitesimal change in another variable. So every time you have studied in circuits and other things, you write down the equation. So this is given, I have written down the equation for mechanical mass spring damper system. So x is the displacement and F is the force. When I apply the force to the mass, I write down the equation mass into acceleration plus frictional force plus spring balance force, and I can write down the equation for the particular system. It is a differential equation. And if I have to find out the xt, I will convert this into the Laplace domain and then I will solve this equation for x taking inverse Laplace transform. Same way. Now I try to understand a difference equation because this is differential rate of change. There is a change with respect to time. Here there is also change but time sampled time. So 0 to 1 one sampled, 1 to 2 another sample, whatever is your timing. So therefore this is a small d by dt is a small d. Here difference equation, the change in the some variable as a result of finite change in the another variable. So k to k plus 1, k plus 1 to k plus 2, like that this is a difference, change. From k there is some value, k plus 1 there is one value, k plus 2 there is one value, like that. Therefore we have to use a difference between k plus 1 and k. That is the difference equation. Difference equations arise in problems where the independent variable, usually time, is assumed to have a discrete set of possible value. Discrete. So this xk plus 2 plus 3xk plus 1 plus 2xk equal to uk. So this is known as a difference equation. Here this is a differential equation. Rate of change, second order differential. Now here this is a k plus 2k. This is also second order because k plus 2 to shift of the pulse from k, left shift, k plus 1 to k there is difference, k plus 1 to k there is difference. That is what is difference equation. This is a difference equations. There is a shift in the pulse. So try to understand the types, how to difference equations. So because this is familiar to you, you can everybody solve it anytime. You have to be familiar with this type of equations and then solve these equations. Like you have solved these equations, you should able to solve these equations. So I will try to explain what is this type of equation. So this is a k plus 4 sine 0.4 ky k plus 1.3 yk. So this is the highest, this is a pulse which is having a k plus 4 instant. So there is equation is of fourth order. Now all terms are linear. There is no non-linear term. The second coefficient is time dependent. Now you may think sine of 0.4 k. So k is our instant. So this is a time dependent instant. It is not non-linear. It is time dependent. And there is no forcing function. So if you write down here some force, then there will be. If there is no forcing function, therefore this equation is homogeneous equation. Now if you want to see this equation, k plus 1 is equal to minus 0.1 y square k. So k plus 1, so this is the first order. At this term y square, this is a parabolic term. So this is a non-linear term. It's now time invariant because this sign of 0.5 k, this is time variant, and here this is time is not changing. It is with respect to k. Homogeneous equation. Forcing function is there. This is a forcing function. Now we try to understand how to do the steps for solution of difference equation. So first we'll remember what do you do in the Laplace transform. So by a process analogous to Laplace transform, solution of differential equation, you can easily solve linear difference equations. The equations are first transformed to Z domain because continuous time system is there, it is sampled. So when it is sampled, we have to apply the Z transform. So it is converted into Z domain. Equation is given, you convert into Z domain equation. And then you solve the Z domain equations, solve the variable, and finally inverse Z transform. So same way you do we convert the Laplace transform differential equation to Laplace transform equation, solve the differential equation and take the inverse Laplace to calculate current or voltage into the circuit. Same way here we are doing it. So I'll try to understand this equation. This is the given equation and this is the forcing. So this is a linear second order difference equation with forcing function is minus 0.5 raised to k plus 1. Now here what they have to give initial. In the Laplace transform also we calculate that initial values or we can consider initial values are 0. Now here because the sequence, this is the sequence, initial values are given. If it is given, if it is not given. If it is given you consider, if it is not given assume at 0. Now here it is initial conditions y0 is 0 and y1 is 0. So 0 only it is given. If some value is given here, you have to substitute that value in the equation. Find the solution yk for k greater than 0. Now this is what we have to apply. This is a shift theorem yk plus 2. So I just tell you shift theorem. This is what shifting property. Shift left by 1, f of k plus 1 is z fz minus z f0. Suppose if f of k plus 2 is equal to z square f2 minus z square f0 minus z square f1, like that we have to solve. Shift left. So you have to use this formula while solving the differential equation, shift property. So here taking Z transform on both the sides of the above equation and putting initial conditions. As initial conditions are 0, otherwise here this is Z square yz minus Z square y0 minus Z y1. So that will become 0, 0. So I have written directly Z square yz plus 0.5 yz. Here also because earlier initial values are 0. And 0.0006 yz equal to minus 0.5. Now k plus 1. So z over z minus 0.5. So I will try to write down this is minus 0.5 z upon, now this I will take this side, z square plus 0.5 z plus 0.06. So I will, so you have to factorize z plus 0.2 and z plus 0.3 and then partial fraction expansion 1, 2, 3. So a divided by z minus 0.5, b divided by z plus 0.2 and c divided by, and finding the, as usual, z equal to 0.5, z is equal to minus 0.2. You calculated the values and I have put this value ABC. So this is my yz. See here, yz upon z I have done here and then I have taken it here. When I am doing partial fraction, as earlier, I have yz upon z you have to do and then solve. So inverse z transform 0.5 when minus, and when there is a plus sign, this is minus 0.2 raised to k minus 0.3 raised to k. So this is the way you practice at least one example, 2, 3 example, then you get, because you have already done the Laplace transform, I think it may not be difficult for you to do it. Practice will be required so that you can score it. Next example is this ck plus 2. This second order equation. Unit step is applied. So there are initial value is given, C0 is 1. Now earlier in the earlier example, C0 was 0, Y0 was 0. So I have C0 is given, you have to substitute that one. Ck equal to 0 and k less than, for any less than value, uk equal to 1, for k equal to 0, find Ck. This is very important, initial conditions how to substitute. So for that I have to take this example. So taking z transform. So this is z square Cz, first term. For these three terms are there up to this ck2. If you take z transform of ck plus 2 using shifting property, z square Cz minus z square C0 minus z C1. Now for this term 3z Cz minus 3z C0 and 2cz, and unit step function as from your table z over z minus 1. Now here C1 is not given, C0 is given and Ck equal to 0 for k less than. So C1 you have not given, so you have to find out. You must have done such type of example in Laplace also to find the initial value. Same way here to find C1. What I will do, substitute k equal to minus 1 in the difference equation. So if I put k is equal to minus 1, this will come C1. This becomes C0 and this becomes 2c minus 1. Okay. So this is what, C1 plus 3c0 plus 2c minus 1 equal to u of minus 1. K equal to minus 1 substitute. And put the value of C0 is equal to 1. C of minus 1 is 0. So this is 0. And u of minus 1 is given 0 because you applied for other k less than 0, u is not there. Unit step is applied only at k equal to 0. So we get 3 equal to C1. Correct? C1 plus 3 equal to 0 or C1 is equal to minus 3. C1 equal to minus 3, I am putting it here, z square Cz. C0 is 1, so I am writing a minus z square. And C1 is minus 3, so this becomes plus 3z. And this 3z Cz. C0 is 1, I am putting C0 is 1, so minus 3z. And plus 2cz, I have completed this, z square. And all cz term I will take together. So z square plus 3z plus 2cz. Z square plus 3z plus 2 whole bracket into cz. And other terms I will take it this side. So z square plus 3z plus 2 into cz equal to z square plus z over z minus 1. So here it is this 3z and this minus 3z will go. So this minus z square will come this side and it is becoming the equation like this. So I will have to calculate Cz. Cz is this I have taken here and like this. So generally what we have said last time is z should be in the denominator, so that Cz upon z is equal to, here I have divided by z, so now this has z square plus 3z plus 2 factorize z plus 1 z plus 2. This is z square and this is divided by z, so this becomes z here, and this is z divided by z, this becomes 1 here, z minus 1 z plus 1 z plus 2, and then we have to simplify this. So simplifying this, these two are common, so multiply by z into z minus 1 plus 1, and this becomes this equation. So now I do the partial fraction a by z, b by z plus 1 and c by z plus 2, and solving this by our normal procedure, a is becoming 1 by 6, b equal to minus 3 by 2 and c equal to 7 by 3. You solve it in your notebook like this. And 1 by, this is the your. So what is the next step? See, the meanwhile step, first important step in the solution of difference equation is shifting property application and putting the initial conditions. That is a very important first step. Next step is your usual as you do in the Laplace transform equation, finding out the partial fractions up to and divide by z. Second important point in this, divide by z, and then do the partial fraction. Now the third point is take the inverse Laplace. So this is my now equation, and then taking inverse Laplace z transform, z over z minus 1 is 1, z over z plus 1 is minus 1 raised to k, z over minus 2 raised to k. So it is not so difficult. Only thing important is remember the shifting property correctly and the table to take inverse z transform. Partial fraction everybody has practiced number of times in the mathematics paper. So I have given you the assignment, just simple small assignments like this. So you try this and complete. Now this is given in GS, s plus 4, s plus 2, s plus 5. So how will you solve this GZ for GS? You can think of this. Okay, so you can take the GT and GKT, or directly you can write down in terms of a, you find out by this, you find out as usual and then you convert into Z. This equation is given, y0 is given value, y1 is also given, so you have to substitute using a shift theorem. You have to initially write down the z of z square yz minus z square y0 minus z y1, and then substitute the values of these, simplify full equation, then find out partial fractions, and then take inverse z and find out the yk. You may think this is a mathematics is too much, but it is required because finally we are trying to analyze the system. Like in the network analysis, what you have done initially, you have studied all the rules of Laplace, you have studied all the rules of complex numbers. Then only you can able to solve the AC circuits or network circuits. Same way here, if you have to understand digital control system, we have to have understand the transform and difference equation solution. Okay, next lecture we will understand the Pearl's transfer function, because earlier you have studied the transfer function in continuous time system. So in a discrete time system also you have to understand those. So what we have studied in this lecture, we have studied the properties of Z transform, Laplace transform and Z transform pairs by application of normal definition. First definition you can calculate and remember those tables. Then how to find out inverse Z transform using direct division method and partial fraction expansion method. Then understood what is difference equation, understood. And after that, how to solve the difference equation. I hope it is clear to everybody. Thank you.